sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show, there are the things I want you to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Okay, hey guys, welcome to the live. Thank you. It's hump day today. It's Wednesday. Anyways, hi Adam, hi Charmaine, Aspen, Charmaine. I don't know why I just got the giggles all of a sudden. Anyway, sorry you guys, we didn't go live yesterday. This one wasn't feeling well, had a headache, and the one below I think was just really tired. Hey Charmaine, is that what it was yesterday? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was exhausted.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I'll join you guys in that one. So sorry we didn't go live yesterday. There was like, I know that there was all that stuff happening with Delphi and stuff, but we'll talk about Delphi second on the second part of the show, and we'll talk about Sebastian Rogers on the first half of it. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us today. It's hump day. I don't know why this week, you guys, but when Monday started, I felt like it was Wednesday already. So this
Oh.
week has been so long for some reason. Because I've last week went whoop, this week went, it's only Wednesday? And I'm like, I feel like it should have been Friday like today. So I'm
Right.
just kind of thrown off today.
Same.
That's all I gotta say. Have a great night. I'm good. No. So okay, let's say some hellos. Aspen, Connor, do you want to take the reign on that one?
Oh, I'd have to like scroll.
Oh, I'll put them up for you. If I put them up for you.
Hey, Miranda. Good to see you. Gaming and Sleuthing. Good to see you. Don't know her.
Don't know her either. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sharon. Miranda Lee again. Hey, well, I'll let you say hi because Mark said hi to you, Sonny.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Miranda again. She's just begging us. Thank you guys for doing the live. Thank you for saving my night. Did it start? I'm afraid I'm missing something. Who's this person? Still unclear who that is, really, to be honest.
She's one of my very favorite Canadians.
Yeah. Yeah, one of, not the favorite, one of.
I'm collecting a handful of Canadians.
I know, right? The more we keep going live, the more Canadians we keep getting. Who's this now? Come on now.
Oh, hey, Jenny. Good to see you.
You know, she only gave 2 hearts. I'm pretty
Aw.
sure that was for me and you, Aspen, because we don't know really still who
Look at
that.
that doggy. Sorry.
This one. You're on this one already, huh?
Well, no, I knew I was on Jenny's.
Oh, well, we got dog. Okay, then we got a dog. Look it, and then we got a dog.
A whole bunch of bitches in this chat.
On there. Okay. Oh, wow. Hi, Adam. There we go. I'm just seeing the same names over and over. Wait, who's Mark? Still unclear who Mark is, to be honest, here. In fact, I'm not really sure who anybody is in the chat, except for Sharon Parker. Okay. Did you guys have a good day today? Just ask you guys, you know?
I had a good day today.
Yeah, I did too. Very busy, but good.
Yeah. On there.
Hey, Diana, good to see you.
Hey, Dad. It was really sunny here. What about like really nice and warm? It's 17 degrees right now. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but
We've had stormy weather here all day today. It kind of
oh,
gone through the Midwest and now the Southeast yesterday and today. But we had like some, not here, but we had some tornadoes in the area and stuff like that.
I don't remember where I seen it, but I did see like like how YouTube pulls up stuff, and it was like I don't remember where it was, but it just said tornado warning.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to start storming again in about 3 hours. There's like a risk of like tornadoes or whatever.
Yeah. What do
You
we
see, you
have?
see how much attention I pay to it.
Charmaine, what's our big risk? Maybe leaves falling? Perhaps actually, no, they're growing
No,
actually.
there's been tornadoes in Alberta.
It's so rare. It
Yeah,
is so rare.
not really, but they don't seem to hit in like cities and stuff very often. Edmonton had a pretty big one.
Do you remember back in like 1980 something
Yeah,
that Edmonton got one?
yeah.
It was like the first one that I ever remember because it went through like a trailer park. I remember.
Yes, yes, in
Yeah,
Pine Lake. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
sure
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Oh, I know this is off
Forest
topic,
fires
but
is our
one of my favorite podcasts had dropped a new season recently, and I know it's not Canada, but it's
Oh, no,
set
right.
in like what do you call it? Like a what's the word? Like not tribal, but like it's in Alaska, but it's like in one of those
Indigenous?
yeah areas.
Mm.
It's really good so far. So if anyone listens to Up and Vanished, the new season is good.
Oh, Up and Vanished. I've
Yeah.
heard of it. Can't say I
Mhm.
remember watching it, but heard of it. Yeah, on there. So, all right. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, if I'm just halfway out of it, it's because I am. I am just tired of this flu. Now it's been almost 2 weeks, and I still cannot get rid of it. It's trying to, but I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I woke up 10 minutes before the live started and was like, I just did not want to get up. I had to drag my butt just to get on the live. And even then I was in slow motion. I was just like, my mom lives in Nebraska and they've been getting pummeled on
Yeah.
there. On there. So they got a bad storm going over there, I guess, Jenny. Yeah, I sound better, like it's still there. I just keep taking the medicine to try to help ease it, but it's finally, I don't know. It does make me wonder if I had like the C, you know,
Maybe.
uh, because my husband literally only had it 2 days, and Bruce only had it 2 days. Me, I've just been like normally I had cold, usually within the week. It's like just dissipating, and you're just kind of a little bit of cough still and whatever. This thing is just running its full blown course, and it just makes me wonder by chance if, because I could care less about the C anymore. Like, I've only ever had 2 vaccinations. Other than that, I was like, whatever.
It sounds like it's in your chest now, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's been in my chest for a while, but it was just weird that on Friday I got a sore throat. Like typically a flu, you get the sore throat, then it goes down into your chest and up into your head. Then like when Friday came around, then I went back to having a sore throat. Now, and I don't usually have that. I've had back to back flus before, so it just kind of made me want. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. I just want to. Yeah, I've been drinking like frigging orange juice like crazy and stuff like that. But whatever, eh? It's just draining. I would rather. It's just draining being sick. I hate it. You know. So I want to like, my husband. Like, thank you. Thank you for the warning, which I didn't get. But anyways, you guys, let's talk about Sebastian here. I am so disappointed how one child can look so much like Sebastian. I feel so heartbroken for Seth, who literally thought it was his child. Like, he's the parent. His Robin Rogers had said 50-50, about it being Sebastian, according to Nick Barras, when he did like a couple minute whatever like whatever it was, video, the other day. But I was really hopeful. I don't know. What do you got? Like, okay, so it's like going back to square one. That it was like there was like some hope here, and honestly, it's totally like this kid looks so much like Sebastian. Like when you actually physically see his picture,
Mm.
which his name is Josiah. And I guess it took quite a bit for the mom. It's almost like once the police said something, then the mom came out and said something. So I think that that was in a sense planned a little bit. So I wouldn't shock me if the mother had called in, then the police, in a sense, put out their statement, because it just seemed to coincide with each other, of, like the same day for each one that had happened yesterday. So I don't know. Let's just go. Oh, Mark won the lottery again, guys. There we go. One heart. That's for
Can't
me.
believe.
Mm,
Thank
mhm.
you for that heart for Sebastian and for the super chat.
Okay, I guess it's for Sebastian. You're right. It's great. On there. Thanks, Mark. So I know that that thing's gonna go off in a second. Oh, there it is. It's echoing. Echo. I don't know. Thanks, Mark. Okay. So, what do you guys think in chat? What do you guys think about this whole thing with, like, I mean, obviously it's not Sebastian. His name is Josiah. What's your feelings actually coming to realize that it's not even Sebastian at all? So looks like him though.
When I first seen it yesterday and I saw that it came from law enforcement, I was pretty I wasn't surprised because the chances were very slim anyways, but my thoughts automatically went to Seth, who actually believed it so much that he traveled to North Carolina to investigate that lead, and seeing the picture of this boy, like you couldn't get a closer match. What are the chances? So
Well,
it's
look
very
at them.
sad for him.
I mean, I could tell that the glasses weren't as big, as Sebastian's ones that he had on. Like that, I could tell on, but because he was looking down, I thought perhaps that it was maybe, like that it was a little bit of an illusion, but I could tell that they were smaller. Um, but hell if they don't have the same nose. Like, besides the jaw here, like, those, like, they just look so much alike. It's crazy. Like, look
Right.
at that. They have the same freaking ass nose and lips almost. Like, it's crazy how similar they truly look. Do you think that Josiah is autistic as well?
I wouldn't know. I mean, they have very similar
Features.
features, and just judging by the way his arm is, kind of mannerisms in some ways, and the
Yeah.
feet. Um,
You know?
but like Miranda said, she didn't think it was Sebastian to begin with. That gaming and sleuthing so sad. I was so hoping. I think all of us were, because at least it means he's alive, right?
Right, right.
I was more 50-50 on it being Sebastian or it being photoshopped, because I really did think it looked like him.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, I mean, I was looking, like, honestly, they're really like doppelgangers. They really are. I could see, where someone would think it was Sebastian. The similarities are uncanny, but the biggest part is how Seth must be feeling,
Yeah.
knowing that he thought it was Sebastian. And I can understand why. It wasn't a clear picture, meaning he was looking down, but the uncanny resemblance, whereas, say, Robin was like 50-50, on if it was or not. But the thing is that, yeah, like, my heart just sank when it wasn't him, because that meant that Seth that hope of it was Sebastian is gone. And
Correct. Yeah.
now it goes back to what happened. Yeah, that's in the post, Miranda. Josiah's mom asked that people quit posting pictures of her son, but then left her Facebook open with a bunch of pictures, right? On there. At the end of the day, you know, people need to know that it is not Sebastian. So the pictures need to circulate, so that people that aren't aware that that it's not Sebastian are aware that it's not Sebastian, or else, remember, all I ever think about is the video for Idaho 4. No matter how many times you tell those people it is not the video
Right.
recording, the audio recording, it doesn't stop people
Well,
from having no
I still
clue.
get comments on that video.
Yeah,
Um,
me
you
too.
know, I will say really quickly, you know, I I am still happy that whoever posted the picture did so, because it means that people are out there looking for Sebastian. And so I don't think it was a mistake for the person that posted this online, um, to have done so, because even though it's not Sebastian, um, it means that people are out there looking.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Well, but well, okay. You know what bugged me a little bit is, so I guess Nancy Grace is always a day late and a dollar short. Um, so I had tagged her in the photos,
Yeah.
on Twitter. Doesn't stop her from releasing yesterday's, interview where Seth is talking about, I don't know, but I mean, she always doesn't, like, when she does a video, it's usually like the next day it comes out a lot of the times, and by that time it's old information, which is the case here. And so it's kind of like I'm watching it and I didn't even bother watching it because it's like, it's yesterday's news, Nancy. Sorry, Nancy, but it's yesterday's news. But anyways, I'm still gonna show you guys because, uh just for the sake of, listening to, where did it go? Is this the one? Yeah, right here. I'll just play it from here.
Tell me what went through your mind
Why is
when
that so
you
low?
first saw this photo. And when you compare them side by side, it's really uncanny.
We'll just play this for a
My
second.
son's alive. That he looks good in the picture. I mean, he's got clothes on, he's got shoes on.
Do you recognize the clothes?
No, I don't.
How about the shoes?
Don't recognize those either. They look
How
brand new.
far away?
Yes, he's through.
Yes, they do. In fact, the clothes look new as well. How far away, in your estimation, Seth, is this rest stop tourist attraction area from Sebastian's home?
About 6 hours, give or take, with traffic.
How did you become aware of the sighting, the alleged sighting?
Well, see, that's just it. There's like, I just feel bad that here he is. Yes, and like I said, this came out after the fact of her knowing that it's not, but she still airs it anyway, which, whatever. I didn't watch it because why would I care? It's yesterday's news in a sense, but it was just heartbreaking when I'm listening to Seth, who's going, well, at least it lets you know he's alive, and yeah. So just, I don't know. I don't even know what to think, honestly, because it's like back to square one. Christopher Proudfoot, is still, and I still can't believe him going on, Cluminati and sitting there acting like he's somebody else in the midst of a missing child, and just like, just the stupidity of all that, knowing that there's like nothing, like It's back to nothing again, is what well, it is what it is. I don't know. Just, and yeah, I know that Seth passed the polygraph. Thank you, gaming. And, so that was nice to hear. Instead of, because he got trolled about that. And I thought that was ridiculous because he already had an alibi, and any person would know that Seth didn't have anything to do with it. He at least kept his promise, unlike Christopher, who just kept dicking everybody around all the time and, playing head games. Out of all that, out of this whole thing, besides of course Sebastian, I just can't believe that a step parent would just stoop to the levels that he has in playing with people's heads and trying to think that he's smarter and just making a mockery of the case, actually, is what it feels like. And I just can't believe that someone just sits there and lies about polygraph tests, that he took it, then he didn't. Oh, he didn't say who it was, goes on Criminati, acts like he's a different person, like it's just the stupidness of that in the midst of a child missing. I just find that so unbelievable. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't even know
Yeah.
what to. I don't know. You guys are both hiding from me. I love it.
I'm not hiding. I'm eating.
Are you eating again?
I
Pretzels?
I just got home. Like when I
Oh,
said, "Where is everybody?" I just walked in the door. But I totally agree with you. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys feel like? I just don't know what to think about this case right now, honestly. Like it's like going back to ground zero,
Yeah.
and there's nothing. Like zero, nothing. Hmm.
I'm right there with you.
Well, it makes me wonder. Kind of happened in the Suzanne Morphew case. It reminds me of. Do you think because it's back to ground zero that more creators are going to let up on the case in a sense? Because
Probably.
Oh
probably,
yeah. And I
yeah.
wonder, like, where do you go from here and try to put yourself in Seth's shoes? Like, what is he thinking? What is he going through right now? Like it's beyond sad.
What do you guys, I don't know that you guys know this. Maybe you do. What do you think about Dolly Vision creating a petition for basically telling Tony Mathis to go away?
But when has I mean, I'm sorry, but when has a petition ever done anything?
Besides, right. They really don't do much, to be honest with
I
you.
mean, I hate to sound that pessimistic, but
But
you see, I see these, oh, get goal removed, do this, get this, do this, and these petitions mean nothing. They do nothing.
they
I'm not
honestly,
saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You shouldn't, have your voice heard if you feel passionately about something. But,
I honestly find those things pointless myself, if I was to be honest.
because what
But
authority would that petition ever have to make that person go away?
yeah, I mean, I remember when the Amber Heard one came out, as well, and that one had millions. You know, does it impact it? No, not really. Honestly, it doesn't really. To be honest, it's just honestly, it's like a
It's just
floating
to get
debate.
attention. I feel like sometimes it's just to get attention. Um,
Well, as long as it brings awareness, like I'm all for anything bringing awareness. So if somebody didn't know about it and then learns about the case, so be it off of it. But do they really have any impact? No. Oh, yeah. You know what? I noticed that as well. Actually, new curtains, Aspen Connor.
no, they're not. They're the same curtains that are always here.
Hmm. Hmm.
When I
I don't
started
know.
staying here more, I bought them and hung them when I started staying here more because there were no curtains in this room. But that's been a while. Oh, look, the cats.
I know this guy. I know. I can see that. Yeah, I don't actually watch the person myself. I've seen him a few times, but it's not my cup of tea personally, you know?
She's trying to steal the show. Sorry.
I know, right? My cat this morning just would not shut up. I'm running late, or at least I would wake up late. And all of a sudden, all she's doing is like meowing the whole freaking time. I'm just like, and finally, I'm yelled at her. I'm like, can you just knock it off, please? Like, could you just shut up? There's nothing like every second a cat is just meow, meow, meow. And you're like, what, bitch? You got food in your dish? What else do you want? Okay. Want me to tap your ass? No problem. Okay. Meow, wow, wow, wow. All she
You,
was
you
doing.
don't wake up. You don't wake up to the lick on your like eyelid. You're like,
No,
oh,
no. No, my cats don't do that. Bambi will, because I always lay on my side. If I lay on my
Mhm.
back, you guys, there's going to be a tornado coming if I lay on my back, I tell you. Right. So I always lay on my side regardless. And then Bambi just puts her claws right over the side of my, um, I guess, booby level, that area on the side. And she just sits there and then she'll look at me in the face. Meow, meow. But she and Montana aren't like the licking type of cats. Like they do it very little, but yeah, no. Normally it's just these paws just come over the side of your hip basically, and then they just stare at you, like you gonna get your ass up out of bed yet and feed me? No.
I get the no warning. Just all of a sudden, there's a cat tongue on my face. I'm like, oh, and it's like that. And it's not like an affectionate lick. It's the wake me
Yeah.
up because I'm hungry.
I like the one cat that I had back in White Court, and like I always had to hide my face because that cat would literally the paw would be sitting there going,
Yeah.
like just it was soft, but it was like, oh, got little claws, you little bugger, you know. But that cat, I always had to like literally hide my face underneath the blankets. I admired Adam's curtains for a while. They look
They're
velvet. They do look velvet.
they are
Yeah,
velvet
yeah.
because velvet's great for cat hair. It's like all on the sides.
I'm not gonna lie, for having two cats, we have cat hair, but it's not like some cat hair that I've seen before. Some cats just shed like crazy. Our
Yeah.
cats shed, but it's not like your clothes are just covered in cat hair, you know. Anyway. Okay, Aspen, have you heard of reporting live from my sofa? I've heard that. Yes.
If
Live
not,
from my sofa. You should check him out. I think he lives in North Carolina. Yeah.
apparently everyone does. So either Canada
Apparently
or North
all
Carolina.
on there.
Mr.
So
Beast.
yeah, Mr. Beast. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Although he's kind of boring me lately. Sorry, Mr. Beast, but getting really tired of the same old stuff, you know. I still think it's crazy, and of course it's his money and he can do what he wants, but I still think it's crazy how many millions he spends on an episode. And it's like there's so many other things that somebody could do with that money and like then spend millions and millions creating the episode. I just find that redonkulous. Redonkulous. But hey, I mean, it's his money. But honestly, I just kind of get bored of we have 100 people. Let's see, who's going to win the 250,000. It only took us $2 million to do this entire video plus this and whatever. But it's like he has to keep upping his game, but at what point? I don't know. He just kind of like throws his money around really, which is great. But I just kind of get bored of the same. I don't know. I just find it stupid to sit there and create a couple $1 million video
Right.
when there's
I mean,
so
who
many.
spends more than 50,000 on one?
I know, right? I mean, we've cut back, haven't we,
I
Aspen?
mean, I mean, when,
You know.
when, when you spend that 50,000 and then you make $7, you're like, whew.
I know. I mean, each to their own. I can just think of better things to do with millions of dollars than just, how better I can keep making a video. Let's throw a train into the ground. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather watch the philanthropy,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, the one where, like let's give, 100 people a fake leg or, new teeth or
Mhm.
eyesight. I'd rather see that any day than just here's another YouTuber that already has millions. Let him play in this contest so he can win some more money, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, he's starting to bore me a bit. Sorry, Mr. Beast. Aspen Connor, I hope you were able to get a. Oh yeah. So just to quickly ask you, what had you done to prepare for this?
So thank you
Actually,
for that, Miranda. So I was able to
one
cancel
second.
my rental car reservation, and I was fortunate enough that my accommodations when I was in Indiana were by the generosity of a very kind person that's local that was going to let me stay in their guest house. And so I didn't have to pay for that. And so yeah, I really other than the 3 weeks I had scheduled to not be working, I'm really not out too much.
Are you gonna like? I was wondering if you were gonna consider going down just even for a few days.
I might, yeah. I have the time, so I might try to go down during the May 21st through 24th hearings.
Yeah, yeah,
I just don't know the details yet.
yeah. Like you
Sharon,
could
I was
drive.
gonna drive. Sharon, I was gonna drive. It's only about a 9-hour drive from here, and I was gonna have a rental car anyway, so I figured just drive.
Mm-hmm. And there. Second, my husband
So
just
were
bringing.
you able to cancel your time off, or do you have to take that 3 weeks still? Or are you going
Well,
to?
I mean, I own my own business, so I mean, I scheduled it off. So
Okay.
but but I also wasn't scheduling any clients through that 3 weeks. So that's a lot of lost income that I'll have, but it's okay because I'd already planned on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I decided to go, I knew that this was a possibility, so I'm not going to complain.
Right.
Put his
And,
fug mug up there.
and I might, and like I said, I might, I think I will try. I think I will go. I just don't know the dates yet.
Okay. What? Okay. So, do you guys know what kind of happened in court? Was it yesterday? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of happened that you guys know of? I know that Teresa was reading some notes. I seen that for a little bit, and everyone kept saying, "Charmaine," something like "spill the tea."
No, that was about Judge Diener's resignation. Travis is razzing me a little bit. He wants me to solve the mystery, and I personally don't think it's that big of a mystery. But he had sent me some court documents and stuff to read through, and I guess he just wanted to hear my theory, and people in chat took it a certain way, and that's what
Yeah.
you saw. It wasn't anything about Delphi, it was about Judge Diener
Right.
and Travis being Travis.
um. So yeah. So, anyways, like I said, Braden's not here really. Um. Whatever happened, let me put it this way. I didn't honestly expect the trial to happen when it was supposed to. Like I was waiting to that last second kind of moment where things would change, and it did. So it didn't shock me, but that it happened. Honestly, because with Delphi, you just don't hold your breath for anything. You
Mhm.
just don't. Like, did you think, Charmaine? I think you thought it was gonna get.
I did. After
Confirmed.
like the last couple of weeks and the stuff that was coming out, I mean, I really couldn't see it happening. If it did happen, I thought it would be foolish.
Mm-hmm.
But especially, I can't remember. I think was it the Franks 4 that came out, and I was like, I think in our chat, I said, okay, who wants to place our bets that we're going to get a continuance here right away? That was the day that I was like sure that.
Yeah. So is the bottom line is she wasn't letting in that third party stuff?
No,
We don't know.
they have to have that
Oh.
hearing. Maybe
Oh, that's on the
Aspen
20th.
can give a rundown of what went on yesterday, probably.
Oh, Well, so I know that that there. So originally, yesterday's hearing was to go over all the motions in limine. I can't pronounce that word. Limine, whatever.
Yeah, lemonade.
And and they they right off the bat were talking about not the defense was talking about not having enough time to present their defense, and the prosecution was saying that they've whittled their witness list down to about 40 some people that they expect to call, but they weren't willing to give they weren't willing to put a time limit on their case, and so the defense basically was saying, well, then we don't have we can't present our case in this amount of time, and they withdrew the speedy trial motion, and everyone agreed that they would move the trial to October 14th, which now it's scheduled for a month. It's scheduled from October 14th through November 15th. And they set a hearing for May 21st through the 24th. So May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd to go over all outstanding motions with the exception of the Frank's motions.
Right.
Which in the order today, Judge Gull said those would be basic. I can't remember the wording, but she was like, basically they would be denied unless she thought they needed to be heard.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing there, but the motions in limine are going to be interesting because, and it's one of the reasons I still want to go down for the hearing on the 21st, is because my understanding is that'll basically be like a mini trial, and there should be actual witnesses there.
Okay.
And I heard that district attorney was there yesterday, as was Libredo. Libredo was sitting on the state side, though, from what I understand. Interesting.
I heard the attorney general was there.
Yeah, and then another interesting, and I don't know where it's going, but what's her name? Auger? The one that filed the limited appearance apparently now has filed a criminal appearance or whatever it's called. So she's actually going to be part of the case ongoing. It was originally supposed to be just for the FBI depositions, and now she's going to be taking a bigger role. So I don't think we know exactly what that role is, but now he seems to have 3 court-appointed attorneys.
If it's granted.
Does she have to approve that? Does she have to grant that?
Yes. Yeah.
So
because
he may have
because I believe she would be getting paid from the state.
Right. No, and I get that for sure.
And now I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but Murder Sheet put out an episode yesterday. They were not in court yesterday, so they asked. They had 2 people that were in court came on their show yesterday, and they gave an hour-long rundown of what happened in court, and it was very good. The 2 people that they had on there, it was basically them just kind of telling what happened in court, and I thought they were very fair and unbiased.
I agree.
So even if you're not a big Murder Sheet fan, I would recommend listening to yesterday's episode.
Yeah, it was very straight down the middle. They took notes about what actually happened, and it wasn't defense heavy. It wasn't prosecution heavy. It was just, this is what went on, and thankfully, the hosts didn't press one way or the other. They just let them read their notes.
Yeah. And Barb, that's because Christopher Proudfoot's a pussyfoot, not a Proudfoot. That's why. On there. We're just gonna call him Pussyfoot because that's all he is. So why are people saying that Kristen and Frank had a difference of opinion between, say, Teresa's? Well, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'd have to listen, and I
What?
only listen.
What was the question?
Some people are saying like that Kristen and Frank had like a different take on it than, say, Teresa from Criminality.
Well,
I
it's like I say all the time, and it's why I can't watch certain channels, is because their perception is their perception. And I can read and I'm going to pick on Miranda because I know she's not on the opposite side, but she's much more vocal about the side that she's on. But we read the same documents. We have the exact same information for the most part. But
mhm.
I see things and I perceive the things that I see and read differently than, say, Miranda does. And I know Frank and Kristen, they have their own perception of what they're seeing and hearing and reading. And it is a completely different perception than I have. And Travis has his own perception, which is completely different than every other person on the planet. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Hi, Travis.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's just a matter of perception. They see the exact same. We all see the exact same stuff, but this is why there's sides, and it's not right or wrong because we don't have the evidence. We're not the jury. We're not part of this case. We're allowed to see things as we perceive them, but good luck changing somebody's mind because that's their perception. And I just refuse to watch the people that have a different, because it's not worth my mental health,
Yeah.
really, because I'm not right. Just because my perception and my opinion is this doesn't mean that Miranda is wrong. She's got every right to that.
I just think, and this is where I stay away from this because I don't know shit all about the law. But I hate it when people talk out of their ass and have no clue about it at all. Like, they just talk out of their ass,
Yeah.
in a sense where honestly, I don't really like to talk about certain things, and I'll leave it to you or Adam, who has better knowledge, because I know you've covered a lot of stuff, Charmaine, and are a lot more wiser and brighter than I am when it comes to laws or things like that. And same with Aspen. I do not feel comfortable talking about things that I do not know about. If I know about something, like about the case, in a sense, but when it comes to the law stuff, it doesn't, honestly. This shit bores the heck out of me for the most part. I literally, it just, for me, it just bores me, this part of it,
Right.
honestly. Like looking at things like Sebastian's case and trying to figure out who, like timelines, bit stuff like that. But when it comes to anything to do with the law side of it, it's like ADHD squirrel. Okay, it doesn't interest me. It might interest like yourself and others, and I'm good with that. But for me, if I don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't care to want to know too much, I just it just I could care less about it.
Funny,
So
that never stops people on YouTube.
no, but it's just when people talk out of their ass about certain stuff, about laws and stuff like that, they have no clue about. I will be the first one to tell you, I virtually, unless I read something myself, or Google it to learn something, I legitly know very little about anything to do with the laws. I'm not from the United States, first of all, and I don't care to learn that stuff. It doesn't interest me. I like I said, it might interest Charmaine, yourself, and Ivy Rose, and different people in chat, and Travis, being a lawyer. But for me, like I said, I don't like talking about stuff I don't know, because like, how can I have a possible say if I have no clue how the justice system works? I can watch the Supreme Court thing like we did, and see the process and get to understand that a little bit more. But honestly, and that's why really I haven't done any lives to do with Delphi and paperwork anymore, because I'm just sick of it and it bores me, and I don't care to do a live about it because every other YouTuber that covers Delphi is talking about it already, and it just doesn't interest me that much. I just want to get to the nitty-gritty part of Delphi. Like, I just want to get to the actual trial.
Yeah.
5
know.
months, Sonny.
And now that they've done that, it's going to go in a blink of an eye, and that upsets me because I was really looking forward to enjoying the summer with no Delphi drama.
No, Charmaine, you've got to remember, Charmaine. We're going to have the Supreme Court again in July. We'll probably have the 11th, the Frank's motion number 11 hit around August or September, and so I mean it's going to be October before we know it.
So why? Okay. stop right there and back up. I would love to hear your reasoning for thinking we're going to the Supreme Court. What's up, Aspen? What's up? What do
We're
you
going to the Supreme Court,
I'm
yeah.
just I have a way to see the writing on the wall.
Yeah. You think it's going to go to the Supreme Court again?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's
I
not. If
wouldn't
they
be
try to
surprised
take
either.
the Supreme Court again.
What part? Judge Gull?
I don't know.
I won't be surprised if it does. Nothing surprises me with Delphi at all.
They have to prove the only way, and Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way that they will remove her is if she shows bias, and bias has to be unrelated to the case. Like it has to be a personal bias, as far as I understand it.
Good night, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
Good night, John Boy.
I did send you the WTHR video from yesterday and the News Nation one, the good one.
Okay.
Yesterday afternoon.
Oh.
I didn't realize News Nation had someone at the courthouse.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you sent me 2 here?
And I didn't mean to cut you off, Charmaine. I was really making a joke and really guessing, but I've already heard people talking about another original action. So
has to be an original action to get into the Supreme Court.
Yep.
I can see an appeal on the contempt finding, an appeal on bias in Court of Appeals.
Michael Osbrook has already been on YouTube talking about another original action.
But Travis, an appeal on bias, though, explain bias to me, because I thought from the last Supreme Court opinion, and I mean, I know they didn't get into it, but I know Bob and others did, but the bias has to be not related to the case. She has to have personal bias for Supreme Court to.
I'm just going to be right back, okay? So, like, I literally got to go to the bathroom and get some more water. So I'll be right back.
Like, I don't know. That's how I understood it, and that's why I figured there's nothing to show that she's biased. I mean, it seems that way with her rulings and, denied without hearing and all that stuff. It seems that way, but she's the judge. She has that discretion to make those rulings how she sees fit. That doesn't make her biased. Her bias has to be personal. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, and and we were told that 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 the defense tried to file this 24-page motion to recuse in court yesterday, which they were informed you have to file that with the clerk, and that she would be happy to read it at a later time then. But nothing's popped up on the docket yet, so I'll be interested to read that 24-page motion to recuse that the defense is apparently filing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not interested to read it, but I will.
I think I want to read that one. Like, out of all of these new filings, I think I'd want to read that one. If I hear the word Franks again, probably bash my head off the wall.
Well, that's why I said by September or October, we'll probably have like motions Frank's number 9, Frank's number 10, Frank's number 11. I mean, why stop at 4? Just keep going.
And I think she's just not a fan of Franks. So stop filing those and call it something else. Is that possible?
Or file an actual Franks. Don't file a press release disguised as a Franks. That's my opinion.
That's your perception.
It is my perception.
And you have every right to be wrong.
Well, no, I mean, I have every right to be right, though. And if you read the legal definition of a Franks motion, it's undisputable that 90% of what's in those motions is not related to a Franks.
It is so unfortunate, in my opinion, that Franks 1 memorandum was so filled with noise and not
press release
more directly related to the actual issues that they could have probably, got a hearing for. But they muddied the water so much that all of those little issues are now starting to, I guess, kind of bleed all over every other filing. And it's too much. She does have discretion to determine whether she is biased. She's not going to do that, but that one is probably written by Osberger. And Footnote would know if there is a path to.
He's the one that was on you. He's the one that's been on YouTube saying that he believes that's the way that they will go. And I believe part of the reason he mentioned for that was that the defense already requested a transcript from the hearing yesterday, and he felt one of the only reasons they would do that is to prepare for original action.
Well, maybe the original action is on her trying to boot OJ. Did she? Did she deny her appearance or whatever it's called?
She didn't deny it.
No. Like I said, I didn't even get a chance to open those documents today. I thought we were probably going to read through them. I didn't know that they were that insignificant.
Yeah, they're that insignificant, really.
And says, in my opinion, the Franks motion was an attempt to get Richard Allen out of custody, at least until a new arrest warrant could be filed. Having failed, I'm guessing Richard Allen is just hunkered down now.
Did anyone else get the text message yesterday afternoon that Richard Allen had been released? Released from custody.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really should. They really should cross their T's and dot their I's before they send those things out.
I'm really surprised that didn't go viral, like immediately.
Because I got it. I mean, as soon as I got it, I was like, and of course I knew that they probably meant he'd been released from the Allen County jail and brought back to Wabash. I knew that that's probably what it meant.
Yeah.
But they put release of his own recognizance.
It's like, he was not.
Okay. Charmaine, ignore Travis. I can see what he's trying to do. Okay, let me play this video, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 sec.
Wrapped up in another case, a murder case of 2 teenage girls out of Delphi, Indiana. The judge overseeing this trial against Richard Allen has delayed the trial to October. It's a decision that comes 1 week before the trial was set to start. Allen is accused of killing the 2 girls, Abby Williams and Libby German, in 2017. News Nation's Kelsey Kernstein is live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, with the latest. There's a new trial date now, Kelsey. What happened in this hearing?
You know, Marty, it was very heated inside the courtroom this morning. We can tell you there was a lot of back and forth between the judge and the defense. The defense saying, right, this trial was supposed to start this Monday, and then it was supposed to end through the end of the month. And they're saying that this was not enough time for the defense. This would have not allowed the defense team to have enough time to lay out their witnesses after the prosecution, saying 2.5 weeks won't work for us. So basically the defense said, we expect 15 business days, and that is it. We're not going to butt on this. And basically what ended up happening is the judge said, well, what do you want me to do? I've already sequestered. I've already asked for these jurors to come in. I've already made arrangement with vendors. What do you expect to be done? And they said 15 business days. That's what we're demanding. And if you don't give us that, then we will threaten to disqualify you as a judge on this case. So ultimately what happened is they went for recess. The judge then came back, and they've now set a new trial date between October 14th through November 15th, about 6 months from now, Marnie.
What's the prosecution saying? Are you hearing from them, Kelsey?
You know, it was pretty interesting today. They really didn't say much, but what they did say is that they're frustrated. They've been compliant is what they've said. And they said that originally they had more than 100 witnesses. They then reduced them down to 40 to 45 witnesses. And they've done everything they can to streamline this process. And they feel like, wow, this is frustrating, because all of next week they had plans that their witnesses would be in town and be there to testify. And that's just not going to happen now.
Yeah. And talk more about the strained relationship now between all of the attorneys, these legal teams, how this moves forward.
Yeah, so that is pretty interesting because I'll tell you, it was so strained in the courtroom. There were times where you just sitting there in your seat being like, wow, what is going to happen next? At times it almost felt disrespectful. So the judge basically saying, hey, I'm not going to be sending any emails because I know if I send emails, it's going to get out to other people. So now what she's saying is the only way that she's going to say what she has to say is either publicly or via orders. We also know that the prosecution and the defense, they're not even talking to each other. They will only be speaking to each other, well, quote, speaking to each other via email. It was extremely strained in the courtroom this morning. I think one very interesting statement that was said, Judge Francis Gold said, I see no reason that this case cannot be done or handled in 30 days. Defense attorney Bradley Rossi for Richard Allen then said, you don't know anything about this case. Well, we do know that she's been handling this case and covering it for quite some time now, Marnie. But there will be new motions that will be discussed between May 21st and May 23rd, and we will be here following those. Marnie?
All right. And again, a new trial date for October. Kelsey, thank you for that live update. Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation.
Just quickly, I'll go to the other one for a second here. One sec. I'm just going to play both of them that Aspen had sent.
In the Delphi murders case, that trial over who killed Abby Williams and Libby German more than 7 years ago is now delayed until October.
Yes, it was supposed to start next week, and this move came at the end of another contentious court hearing that was underway in Fort Wayne this morning. Rich Nye traveled to Allen County this morning. He has now traveled back after those proceedings to join us live in studio tonight to explain some of the decisions about why the judge eventually decided to postpone this trial.
And now we could still be more than 5 months away from the start of that trial. The defense attorneys told the judge that it was obvious the case would require substantially more time than the 3 weeks set aside for the trial in May. The judge said she could extend the trial. She could not extend the trial, that is, past May 31st without setting a new trial date. Richard Allen wore an orange state prison uniform. He was bound by arm and leg shackles while his attorneys asked for 15 days to present their defense case at trial. Judge Francis Gold said the prospective jurors were already committed to the May 13th to 31st trial dates, and she could not extend the end of the trial. Both sides have submitted witness lists with more than 100 names. Prosecutor Nick McLeland said he streamlined the state's case and was prepared to present 45 witnesses in about 8 days. The roughly hour-long hearing included several testy exchanges between Judge Gold and defense attorney Brad Rosie. Rosie contended, I have never been involved in a court setting an end date. Judge Gold responded, that's a shocking reality, Mr. Rosie. After announcing the new trial dates of October 14th through November 15th, Judge Gold said, if you can't try this case in a month, there's something wrong. Rosie replied loudly, you don't know anything about this case. We may all learn more about the case during 3 days of hearings now set for May 21st through the 23rd in Delphi. Judge Gold will hear arguments on motions from both sides regarding what evidence should and should not be allowed at the trial, including Richard Allen's alleged prison confessions to the murders of Libby German and Abby Williams. A handful of Libby's family attended the hearing in Fort Wayne. Richard Allen's wife and mother sat in the front row on the other side of the gallery. Defense attorney Andrew Baldwin did not say much during the hearing, except when he stood to present another request for Judge Gold to be disqualified from the case. And the judge herself and the Indiana Supreme Court have already previously denied that request.
A lot of fireworks today in court.
For sure.
Okay.
It's pretty much that. All right. So on this one. So So the date was from the 14th?
This one?
Yeah. The
The
actual trial.
jury selection was to start on the 13th, and I
Right.
believe opening statements on the 16th to the 31st. And now, the 17th of October to the 18th of November, I believe.
So I guess I really hadn't thought about that much, that there was an end date myself, really.
Yeah.
I can't see this case being done in 2 weeks.
No, and I mean, to me, and I could be wrong, I have no idea, but it could have something to do with her existing docket, her schedule.
Right.
It's not, even in
But I
Canada,
mean,
it's not common to have an end date for the trial. It's usually a start date and should last approximately 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever. But I've actually never heard of an end date, a solid end date to a criminal trial. So, like I said, I could be wrong. There could be some out there, but
well, I'm just thinking, I mean, there's tons of court cases going on all day long,
yeah.
with different cases, and most of them are not 2 weeks long. Most of them are like month, like 3 weeks, a month, 2 months.
Well, depending on the case, depending on the
But they
evidence, like we
shoot,
can look at Taylor Shabusiness, it was 3 days, start to finish, right?
yeah, as well.
So, you know what I mean? It
He
depends on the
admitted to it.
evidence, it depends on the case. This investigation was 5.5 years in the making, plus what they investigated on Richard Allen after October of 2022.
But
So it's
what,
huge.
what do
And
you think?
the amount of witnesses is astronomical. To
Right.
have it done
So,
in 2 weeks, there's no way.
well, then, but that's what I mean. But it's not like this wasn't known from before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm confused on. Because how do you come in asking the defense asking for the entire time of the trial date, then saying all of a sudden, well, we need this many days, like 2 weeks worth? Well, that's the start and the finish. Like, I don't,
Well, they were asking for her to extend the end date or to remove the end date,
yeah, but
right?
they knew what the F and end date was in the first place, though. That's what I don't understand. Like, they already knew what the end date was. So why would you come in asking for 15 days when you already knew what the end date was and expect that she was just going to give it a different time? Like, meaning, of course, she would have different things on her docket.
Well, and not only that, the important thing is, when they send out those jury questionnaires, part of that is going to be, are you available for this amount of time? And so the people they're going to be bringing in for jury selection, those people have already, said that they would be willing to commit to the amount of time. They can't then have those people then and be like, oh no, we actually are going to need you at the minimum, because of course trials can always go long. But they're not going to like ask those people to come in and be like, oh no, we actually need you for 5 weeks, because they also have booked all of the hotels already, and so all of those things have already been put in place, and there are jury rules, and they cited those in court yesterday.
But that's what I don't understand. So why is the defense saying, well, we need at least 2 weeks?
Well, exactly, because every time they've rescheduled the court dates,
Like,
the length of the trial has never changed.
right. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding that. Like, they knew going into this how long the trial was set for. And all of a sudden, it's like, wait, at the last hour again, it's like, oh, I don't know. It just feels like honestly, it just feels like a fucking circus.
Tactic.
Yes. And I'm so sick of it. Honestly, I'm so tired of the bullshit of all this and how it just honestly, I feel so bad for the families that, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like, honestly, it's like a joke. I'm sorry, but the system is a effing joke in a lot of ways. And this case is not lacking, like, I feel like every roadblock that could possibly be put in Abby's and Libby's way of justice, of trying to find justice for Abby and Libby, it just never end. It's like never ending. I don't know. I'm just frustrated with it all. Sick and tired of, the bullshit of all this. Like, speedy trial. They set the dates, right? So they knew this. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we need 15 days or I don't know. I'm not a fucking, lawyer or anything like that, but I mean, it's very clear the date was set from this time to this time. And so all of a sudden, what? It's the 8th of freaking
and
May.
and not to mention, and I'm not discrediting the defense here at all, but um, you know, if she doesn't allow if she approves all of the things the state doesn't want brought in, the odorous, the all of those things, they don't know how long it's going to take for them to present their defense.
Oh, exactly.
I
I don't know.
mean, it could be much shorter. I think this boils down to the fact that they wanted more time.
The thing is that it's not like this was just set yesterday. Oh, here you go. Like the date's been known for a while now. And all said, nope, no. Well, we need this much time, so now we're not prepared. So let's. Well, I don't know. It just seems like more keeping more bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So sick and tired, honestly, of this case and the roadblocks that Abby and Libby keep facing. Honestly, it's just a frustrating case. It really. Charmaine, I feel like your anger is rubbing off on me today. All of a sudden.
Yeah. I cannot stand talking about Delphi.
Yeah.
I can't, because my perception and my opinions and how I am understanding processes, processes, whatever,
Process.
and procedure differs from a lot of what I hear, and it's frustrating. And that's why I enjoy talking to people like Travis, because procedurally, he knows what is supposed to happen and when,
Right.
and what things mean, and why there was no objection from either side for the dates. And to me, that seems like a kind of a non-issue, because when they filed for speedy trial, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they feel right here and now that they're going to be good to go. They're going to be ready to go, and they can make this work. And then they're given new discovery, and they're finding missing interviews, and they're having their own roadblocks, and that's creating more problems for them. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They just see it as a stall tactic, and the defense is sneaky and slimy, and they're doing this and that. And I let the cat out of the bag the other night, what I actually think, what my actual opinion is. But I still have a lot of respect for procedure, whether it's in my job, your job, the court system in Canada, in the United States. There's a procedure, and it needs to be followed to ensure things are done fairly and correctly. Otherwise, you're going to see appeals and more heartache and drama for the families. And it just shouldn't happen that way. You do your job. You're a judge. You've earned your way up there. And I'm not taking anything away from the woman. She has earned her place on the bench. These lawyers have successful careers. They all know what they're doing. So us, armchair detectives, or whatever you guys call yourselves. I'm a podcaster. I'm a researcher. But we don't know anything. Honestly, we don't know anything. So to cast judgment on the defense for stall tactics and stuff, I think is out of line. But
I do not.
I get heated. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of line.
Well, and I'm also taking advice by people that do know, like Anne Vroom, who knows what court procedures are. Who tells, this is not on the judge.
Some of it is on the judge. It absolutely is. Absolutely.
Well, you just said you like talking to people that have more knowledge when it comes to the procedural stuff.
I do.
That's
her perception. And if you put her and Travis in the same room, they probably, by the looks of things and sounds of things, they have a different perception of what the procedure should be.
But their perception is going to be more qualified than ours. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. But they're still different. And that's where my poor little traumatized brain gets upset with people who can't see things the way I do.
You know how I always see things? Exactly the opposite of Charmaine. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. That's like my face is red when we talk about Delphi. I get all red and sweaty.
Yeah, but Charmaine, I just do it for fun. I mean, I'm like, oh, what does Charmaine think? I'm going to think the opposite.
Yeah. Okay. I know it's funny. Like when, yesterday with you guys, because I had no clue what you guys were going on about, but I was just listening to you guys. I actually like it when it gets different sides, and that you and Adam, have different points of view.
Spicy.
And for me, like I said, I take no offense to whatever Charmaine says, Aspen says, or anybody says, because at the end of the day, we all think however we want to think, right? But I love good debates, and that's why with me when Lewis was on and stuff like that, and Aspen and Lewis would, have differences of opinion besides talking over each other all the time. It was, for me, it's like I enjoy it because I like hearing the different opinions.
I'm the one that always has to have the difference of opinion.
Yeah, but like I said, and sometimes I agree with you and sometimes I don't. But at the end of the day, like I said, I just like hearing people's different opinions for that. But I do not like it when there's people out there that talk about shit that they have no business even talking about, like me, and that just goes in general. Like all these people that speak up about stuff like, laws and that, and yet they're clueless to them whatsoever, but they're just like little ants that follow what another channel has said or this
And
or
they have
that.
thousands of followers. It drives me nuts. And I don't care. You can say whatever you want, but when you have that kind of following, you need to be responsible with your reporting, for Pete's sake. If you don't know, you can say, this is my opinion or this is speculation, but they don't. They report it as fact, and it's just so irresponsible.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing is, now we're gonna have this trial, which it's gonna be in the middle of the election. You imagine how people's are already gonna be so, everyone's tensions are already gonna be so high, and now we're gonna throw the Delphi trial into the middle of the election.
Oh. Is there an election right around that time?
The presidential election.
Oh, is there?
Is that Trump running?
How is Trump? Is he running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget I'm talking to Canadians.
No. Oh, I don't know when your guys is. The only reason I'll know about it is because every freaking commercial out there, like meaning in your YouTube thing, it will like things will pop up in your feed. That's the only reason why I'll know about it. But I actually have no. I'm not into politics. Don't care about politics. I don't care about a lot of things, to be honest with you. But the only reason, but I do know more about the States than I do about Canada when it comes to any of that stuff. But I don't pay attention to when it is. I just know it because everything freaking splashing around the media, YouTube or whatever, a news channel is talking about Trump this, Trump that, Trump this.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
I try to avoid any talk of national politics.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm spinning.
Are you spinning? Oh. The defense team is probably one of the most laziest I've ever seen. Charmaine, close your ears. This should be.
I read it both times they posted it. I mean, that's their perception and their opinion, and they have every right to it.
Hard for their end. Sorry, I got a cough. Sorry about that. Yeah, God, that's still the tickle in my throat there. Miranda Lee, yes. I heard some talk that there was his ex-wife or wife, but you never know what to believe. I'm not sure what that's about, to be honest.
So I heard that Brad Holder and Click and Amber Holder were there yesterday. And I believe they might have been scheduled as witnesses if they had planned to do the motion to eliminate. They weren't in the courtroom.
Okay.
Am I freezing? You guys keep freezing.
I'm not mad at you at all.
Eh? You just
I just said I'm not angry at Anne at all. You can stick up for Vinny all you want. We all know where your allegiances lie. That's fine.
What do you feel, Charmaine? What do you feel about Vinny and Chris Proudfoot being the same size, 5'9"?
It doesn't surprise me. 5'9". I thought Vinny was 5'8".
Close enough.
I can't wear heels. That's all that matters.
I don't care about the presidential election because of the electoral college. I won't vote till they're removed. Again, know nothing about that stuff. And I'm a better person for it, to be honest. The judge on Trump's trial held him in contempt, did he? I don't know. I haven't watching it.
Right. Hey, Lisa,
Although
it's good to see you.
Where's Lisa? Where's Troublemaker? There she is. Okay, I got a cough. Be right back.
Did she cough yet?
She's probably having a coughing fit. Like, honestly, her chest sounds terrible.
I feel like I'm lagging.
Usually, but we're used to it.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
just
I'm
on
gonna
the
go
same
out and
boat.
come right back.
All right. Bogey says, come at me. On there. Anyways, I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I don't know. I just, Sebastian's case, I don't even know about that one. Like, seriously. So,
So apparently, and I just happened to stop and lurk Vinny's live from, I think it was yesterday, and
uh-huh.
he's explaining that now, because what's his name, Stephen Stearns,
Oh, yeah.
has requested discovery. That sooner than later, that's going to become public record, other than obviously the child's autopsy reports and certain information, but we're going to get a lot more information on that case pretty quickly.
Okay. Madeline Soto?
Yes, Madeline Soto, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they already make it public what he asked for though?
Not specifically,
Okay.
but
Go ahead.
just discovery. You'd think it would be, whatever you have. Isn't that usually? And then they go through it and they decide what's missing and what else they need, and then they start asking for specifics. I don't know, maybe.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, her case is so sad, and that guy's a piece of shit. I know the mom hasn't been charged. I know, and she probably won't. To be honest with you, I'm thinking. I don't know. Like, it might come out at some point, but they'd have to have the evidence, and I don't know if they have the evidence. If she did, I don't know. It's just all weird, honestly. Like, just when people say things like Christopher Proudfoot do, it's just when people say things like, and just like Barry Morphew did, when they use certain references, like when they're just out of line, like it just keeps all of a sudden you have it on pause, and this video just keeps starting to play out of nowhere. But anyway, uh, what the hell was it?
Where did everyone go, by the way?
What do you mean?
Well, I feel like we just dropped a whole bunch of viewers.
There's 88 people watching.
Oh, my thing must be wrong because it says 32.
Oh, well, no, it's 32 in YouTube. There's 48 in Twitter.
Okay.
You guys don't see the Twitter ones though. That's just like one day Vinny was doing a live and he's like, thanks to the like 5,000 people watching, and I'm like, there's only 17. Oh, the rest of them must be on Twitter or Facebook, I guess. I must do something wrong with my Facebook. Something obvious, and the thing is that I actually just don't care. So whatever I'm not doing right, I simply don't care. I'm fine with Twitter and this, like, if you're on Facebook, you can come watch it. I mean, you can still watch it on Facebook, but I don't think you can, blah, 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 talk or whatever. Was Richard Allen's prison psychologist a member here? Apparently, it's flooding all around that she was a member of several Delphi-related Facebook groups, say, and suddenly shut down her Facebook group.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know what he's talking about, but I don't know about the validity to it.
Which Facebook group would that be? Sarah Osbrook's?
No, it was Delphi Murders, Drama, Gossip, and Facts.
No, I don't pay attention to those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could care less about Facebook groups for the most part on that. They're just a bunch of drama and a bunch of bitches, to be honest with you. That's why I stay away. I don't mind the ones that are just kind of like, if I am in one, it's very rare. I just don't like the stupidity that happens in Facebook groups and the drama that people can cause. Like, haven't been in last one I was in was the Sarah Osbrook one, and honestly, she was just a bitch. And I could care less about saying that because she was. And it just so happens to be that her sister is whatchamacallit, Judge Fouts' mistress,
Yeah.
not the whatever, but it's just that, yeah. So my experience with her was not good. She was just a bitch. And the people that were in that Facebook group were a bunch of just literally like freaking hawks on everyone. It was just ridiculous. That experience with Facebook groups just left a really huge bad taste in my mouth, and I just really avoided Facebook groups. I am in some, but for me to actually like JLR has one for Sebastian. Like I don't join it because I just don't want to deal typically with that type of the gossipy crap and the venomous people that are in those things.
You definitely have to be careful what you, I guess,
Mhm.
what you share. I join all the groups, and I see everything, but
Yeah,
I never share anything. If something looks legitimate, I might send it to you,
yeah,
but I use it more of a tool. But I'm also able to. I'm also usually pretty good at picking out the bullshit, and
yeah. Well,
I know better than to share false
yeah.
information that doesn't come from law enforcement, or at least if I'm sending you something like that, I will tell you this looks suspicious,
Well,
or
yeah, yeah. And Defense Diaries one did no favors. Same thing, just a bunch of people that attack. I ended up just leaving that one. Could
Right.
have
And
cared
yeah,
less.
I agree. I don't think that's drama. I think it's significant. I just don't know the validity to it.
Yeah, I don't even know nothing about that stuff. Honestly, I'm probably the worst person to ever when it comes to talking about Facebooky stuff and stuff. I'm the one that does not pay them any attention really to that stuff at all. No,
I'm sure someone will get to the bottom of it, though.
yeah, there's always some. Yeah, exactly. I got blocked from a Sebastian group for telling people to be kind. Yeah, just honestly, if you join a Facebook group, typically it's just better to just peer and
Mhm.
not. You'll do
Just
yourself
lurk. That's what I do.
work.
Just
Just
lurk.
lurk.
Well, and always be careful because you could be you could be in a Discord group, and all of a sudden you end up in court filings.
I don't do Discord groups either. Dispose, or I suppose so. Oh yeah, who's trying
You could have
to
Michael Osbrook's whole class reading your Discord posts.
oh, I'm so glad I don't do those ones either. I've opened up Discord like twice. My husband uses it all the time because he games and he's always in Discord. But I've literally opened it up twice and maybe four times live, and I just kind of close it right back down. To be honest, I just can't be asked. And maybe I don't know. As I get older, there's just too many different things. Discord, Twitter, freaking Snapchat, freaking. I haven't even made a TikTok in at least a few weeks now. Just can't be asked on there. Was never on Facebook. Too complicated and whole user interface gives me a headache. I remember Facebook honestly used to be easy breezy. Now it gives me a freaking headache trying to figure out where, with this whole meta thing and stuff like that. Honestly, I use Facebook only to post lives. Um, and maybe it's my mom's birthday. That's really the only time I really post on Facebook. Other than that, I only use Messenger. It's the only thing that has value to me is Messenger. As for Facebook, honestly, it gives me a headache trying to figure out, from my computer to my iPad where these things are, and it just gives me a headache. And to talk to me. Yeah, like I said, I don't Messenger. Fine. After that, besides posting lives, that's about it. So I'm just not a. I don't know. Just not a fan of. Like I said, Sebastian's thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people posting stuff. In that JLR one, I just couldn't be asked to entertain. I just figure somebody else will put out the information, and I'll see it on Twitter anyway, which usually happens. Okay, well, I don't know, you guys. There's nothing much I need more to talk about, to be honest, myself. I'm really just kind of like tired, got a freaking sinus headache.
Okay.
And yeah, I just feel really groggy. Like, it's like my day was fine, but I just feel really tired today. I got home. Then as soon as I got home, I went over to Fresh Street, grabbed some stuff for my lunches, and had dinner. Had a nap, and then I don't
Yeah,
know. You guys,
I got
So
nothing.
Travis and I are still trying to schedule the West Memphis 3 live
Hey,
stream.
Aspid, are you joining them?
Oh, I guess I should watch that like 9-hour Paradise Lost thing first, right?
No, you don't have to, because I mean, I will give a rundown, but it's more about the update. And I mean, if Travis, and I still don't know for sure if Travis was directly or even indirectly involved at some point. But I
I'm
mean,
by no means an expert on that, so I don't know what value I would add, but
Oh,
your technical prowess on the other side of StreamYard
yeah, that's it exactly.
as
So,
the admin,
so
and then also because I've been following and interested in the case almost obsessively since 1993. So my
I was 11.
judgment, my information is very, like, I know what I know. So I don't know what people don't know. So it's always helpful to have somebody who's not familiar that can ask questions and bring up other things that I don't think of because I'm so, do you know what I mean? Do you know
Oh
what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
mean I know you, so I mean that's kind of how we deal with everything. I always have to bring up things you don't know.
Right.
So, bottom line is, Aspen, if Charmaine and Travis want to do a live, I need to boot you from the secondary person because it only allows 2 seats. So either you can be here and in control and help because I can't be. So I can. So basically, we'd just be using you to be
And
Wait,
here.
what do you mean?
as a unbiased person listening to the
Oh, that
information
too.
and
That
talking
too.
about it, it's very valuable, very valuable.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You can only have 3 people?
No, 2. Me and you, right? So if it was Charmaine and Travis, I would have to boot you from the seat so I can let Charmaine host the channel because she can't host it
Oh, I can
unless.
host it. Yeah,
Well, that's why I was asking if by chance that's why Charmaine's she's feeding you a bunch of BS by saying you're unbiased
no, I'll do
opinion.
anything.
No, he
I'll do
would be
anything for
though.
power.
Yeah.
He would
No,
be
but
though.
so what day do you and Travis want to do this?
I'm busy.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
If he's
Travis,
not busy tomorrow, I'm into it tomorrow, or we can do the weekend.
I can't do tomorrow. I can tell you that.
he can't do tomorrow, I can tell you that.
I can do Friday, or I can do Saturday.
You guys can do Friday. Why don't you guys do Friday?
Travis, does Friday work for you?
Does Friday work for you, Travis? Echo Bravo, Echo Tango, Roger, Travis over.
I think it would be amazing. And then I have other questions for Sunny about what I can show and what I cannot show. But
You just show whatever you want to.
No PPs.
No peepees.
no, I would never. No, I would never show. No.
The only thing I will ever say is just try to use words that are like, don't use the word RAPE.
Mhm.
Just try to use.
There was none of that.
Yeah. Okay. I would just SK for S. I just when it comes to those type of words, just try to use abbreviations. Sexual assault.
I'm talking more for videos because I
Oh.
own everything that's ever come out ever.
Plus, those things aren't as relevant in that case.
Oh,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Just do whatever you want, Charmaine.
Yeah.
If I have to remove something out of it because it gave us, it's not going to add, like, none of it's going to give a copyright strike.
Okay.
Like if it's a news channel, it's only when it's a creator's content, another creator's content. But if it's a news channel, don't worry about that.
Right.
What about like small clips from a movie?
It
Not a
depends on
movie,
the
a documentary.
Are you talking about Paradise Lost?
I'm looking more at West of Memphis. Same idea, but number 4.
And I've not seen it, so I'm not familiar. I don't know because that can be a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you're using from a Netflix and stuff like that,
no,
it's
a
documentary.
Yeah, like I bought it from Apple, whatever.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it is.
If it's already on YouTube, it should be okay.
So if I can find anything that I can find on YouTube that's not another like actual creator,
Right. You can use.
okay.
Because then we can
As long-
clip it out.
Yeah. Just yeah. On there.
And if you get the channel removed, I mean, that's not our fault.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
No, it's just I know. So bottom line is that when if it's like I'll only use stuff like I won't use certain channels for documentaries because Fox 59, for instance, you don't use them because they'll definitely get a copyright claim at some point with them. So anyways, just do whatever, Charmaine. Hey, at the end of the day, if it's like bottom line is, so let's just understand this. So when people create a live, right? During the live, there's very little ad revenue. Most people do lives, and they rely on their their donations that they make during the live. So if something happens to turn yellow, right, you're not getting monetized for it. You're getting very little monetization. So who gives a shit about that part, right?
Okay.
At the end of the day, if it gets demonetized that way, I don't care. Meaning because I know that you don't know the things as much as I do, and that's hence why I use Court TV, News Nation, different channels that don't copyright strike and stuff like that. So once that live is over, then it turns into a video, and that's when it starts. Basically, that's when people like other like creators start making money off of their. So usually during a live, it's because of donations, and after the live ends, it turns into a video, and that's when the number count starts kicking in. So if I had 5,000 people watching this live, at the end of the day, like I said, really it's mostly based around donations during a live, hence why a lot of people do the lives for that reason. But anyways, once it turns into a video, then it starts kind of almost at zero again. And then however many people watch after that, that's where they get ad revenue from. But I just personally don't care. However it turns out, if it gets demonetized because you played a clip or whatever, I don't really care.
Okay.
Right.
Do what you do, and just try to use certain words, perhaps. I mean, I've had green for a long time now. Throw in a yellow there, color it up a bit, maybe, Charmaine. It's no big deal. No big deal. So don't worry about limiting. Just grab whatever info, but just don't play things off of, like off of like IMP3 or whatever that is, IMP or Netflix or anything like that, because then usually during the stream it will.
Would it be better? Like, this is my question. Would it be better if I played it? Because like I said, I own all of these movies, and there's only a very few clips that I would want to use. And one is the Supreme Court. And I think I went back and figured out it was 2010, maybe.
Yeah.
But
just use them. Just like I said, just don't worry about what that part. Just do you. I don't care. The worst thing that's going to happen is that it gets demonetized.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But no, I can do Friday. And CJK, no, you didn't miss anything new today. We just we didn't go live yesterday, so we were recapping a little bit of the stuff that happened in court yesterday with Delphi. And really, we're just kind of talking about the fact that the picture with Sebastian Rogers in North Carolina was not Sebastian. But that's basically the 20-second recap of what we've talked about.
Oh, yeah. It's not Sebastian, yeah. I follow a guy who has a watch channel. He's making $60 a month. You'd be surprised how many people collect watches. No, a lot of people. That's a very collectible. Yeah, watches. Crazy enough.
Hey, Necessary Evil.
Yeah. Hey, guys. So I thought you were all live yesterday. Or what? Yeah, that was Monday. Travis is getting old, you guys.
Oh, and I have to say, Charmaine, I apologize because someone informed me that I was mansplaining you on Monday. And I apologize if it came across that way or if you felt that way.
Wait, what did you do?
I don't. Apparently, I was mansplaining you at one point during our live.
What does that mean?
Apparently, that I was explaining things to her like she wasn't as smart as I or something.
Oh, Charmaine, do you feel like a victim in this case all of a sudden?
I feel like Aspen is always condescending to me. So, I mean, I didn't even notice.
Right. I'll agree with that statement. Absolutely. Yeah. See?
Condescending means
Yeah.
talking down to me.
Yeah. So
But it's not
apparently,
because you're a woman.
yeah. I guess that would be one's perception. That wasn't Aspen's or wasn't yours, Shermy, but it was somebody else's perception. So
I feel like, Miranda, that's tune in to our West Memphis 3 live stream to find out what our opinions may
yeah.
be.
Yeah. So you guys can hijack Friday. Haha. I'm not going to be here. Haha.
But you
On there.
can watch. It's going to be so interesting. Like, if you haven't followed the case, if you don't know anything about it,
Charmaine.
it's mind-blowing.
Catch you on a replay, Charmaine. Catch you on a
Right.
replay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Replay crew.
Oh no, I'll definitely watch a replay.
Yeah.
On there. But so West Memphis 3 Friday at what time? 7 o'clock this time? Like
Yeah.
the time that we typically start a live,
Yeah.
right? 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Lone Funny. See? I got you.
Which, of course, now that we talked about that, like all hell will break loose in Delphi tomorrow or Friday.
And if it does, so be it. Hi bye, Delphi.
Well,
We'll catch up.
then we'll just have Charmaine and Travis talking about Delphi,
Yeah, on there. No.
and I'll be like, What else do you think about that?
Yes, Anne. That was on Mondays when Anne stated that the 2 Canadian girls were being mean to poor Aspen. Yeah.
What,
That
who
again,
said that?
remember on Monday when Anne said that me and you were bullying poor Aspen?
Thank you, Anne.
The mean Canadian girl.
See what we see about perception?
Yeah. How do you perceive this? Oh, yes.
I also feel like I'm not even going to say it.
Wait. Go ahead.
That's
Let
okay.
it out. Let it
That's
out.
okay. He's lucky enough to be in a Canadian sandwich.
Yeah.
And he complains.
He's
Hey,
like,
I'm the third smartest person here.
yeah, this is true. Anyway,
I agree, CJK to a certain degree.
okay.
The one thing that I can say without a doubt is these guys did not get a fair trial, and those little boys still to this day do not have justice. And don't tell me that they pled guilty. Stop that right now. We're going to get into it, but stop that right now. Are you excited, Aspen? This is like,
Yes,
there's
Nicole.
certain things that we can. 3 little boys go into the woods to do what 3 little boys
I know
do.
the gist.
2
Tell me
little
the gist
girls
again.
go walking on a trail doing what kids do one day. There are certain things that it's terrible.
Well,
Just give me the gist again. You told me before. I clearly didn't listen. I heard you, but then it left my head. Give me the gist one more time.
Of the case?
Yeah. Gist.
3 little 8-year-old boys
Yeah.
went out after school,
Yeah.
bike riding, just playing around. They were seen going into an area called Robin Hood Hills Woods. And sooner or later, their parents noticed that they were missing. Big search started, and they were found the next day in a drainage ditch. Obviously not alive. And there were certain things about how they were found. Long story short, we're in the Bible Belt in the early 1990s. Very much so, satanic panic was everywhere. And there were some oddball kids that were kind of, pigeonholed and either fairly or unfairly brought in for questioning. And there was a number of confessions. And
isn't one of their names Damien?
Damien Eccles, Jesse Miss Kelly, and Jason Baldwin are the 3. And the 3 little boys are Stevie Branch, Christopher Byers, and Michael Moore.
I feel like there's part of me that's seen something about this case, but I'd have
definitely.
to.
Definitely.
Was this
There's
Mississippi?
No, West Memphis in Arkansas.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Arkansas.
And how does my water keep emptying so fast?
So I don't think there's ever been a very long span of time where the West Memphis 3 case has not been in the news in one way or another. So if people that have never heard of the case, they're either I don't know. I don't want to say they've been under a rock, but lucky you that you don't hear about stuff like that. But yeah,
Well,
it's a really, really troubling case, a bizarre case. And certain things that happened the night that they disappeared and things that the police did. It's just, I've got
maybe
so much to talk about, so much to say, and I can't wait to hear what Travis has to say about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
excited.
Yes,
I mean,
and I've tried to reach out to Damien as well. Dan Stidham, which was Jesse Miss Kelly's defense attorney, he just released a book a couple of months ago, and he was basically waiting for a 10-year. There was some kind of stipulation in the plea that these guys took. He was waiting for the 10-year mark to come and go before he released this book because it has never before heard information and stuff. And so I'm in the midst of getting through that. Hopefully I'll get through it before we can go live, but I doubt it. But Dan Stidham, like, he's all about doing interviews right now, and I don't know if Travis knows how to get a hold of him, but that would be badass. We get him on.
badass, Travis.
Badass, Travis.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe I'll look up some stuff about it tonight, but not much because I want to hear what y'all have to say.
Aspen. Okay, Aspen. You cut your hair. It's gone. Okay. There's nothing to twirl anymore. Okay.
No. Actually, I've got like
a couple pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got.
So it's like
I still do it. I still do it out of habit.
I know, right? I know. You were always twiddling your hair.
I'm always gonna twirl. I could have no hair and I would still try to twirl it.
Search a little higher for it.
Yeah.
Evil. They were into sacrificing. I don't jump into the
Travis.
I don't jump into the release. Those guys know they did it.
Well, and I mean, that's perfectly fine for you to have. There are many people that do still think that they were guilty, and we're going to talk about it all, and possibly, maybe, perhaps, Travis will get a hold of Dan Stidham, and
I do know how to get a hold of him. Been corresponding for years.
He's a judge now, which is absolutely amazing for him. But
okay. Well, just have him on. Have him on, guys.
That would be fantastic. And even if that part of it can't be on Friday, if he has any openings, I'd be more than happy to hijack the channel again for that.
Shit. Ivy's here. Let's go. Let's end the live. Ivy's here now.
Okay. Yeah, I am ready. I am ready to go. I am but I look forward to Friday now.
Adam I haven't seen Ivy. Adam's hair cut off yet. Yeah. Love Ivy. She's hello. Bye.
Oh, hi everyone. I've only been missing for 2 months. How's everybody?
Yeah, is that Ivy?
Sound familiar? Yeah, that's Ivy.
On there. But anyways, okay. So Friday, West Memphis 3, Charmaine, Travis, Aspen, not Sunny, maybe perhaps this person you speak of. What's his name again? Judge somebody. What's his name again?
Dan Stidham?
Oh yeah. Okay. Is that the one that Travis is gonna get on the channel? Travis?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can ask him. You can invite him.
Yeah, work it, Travis, work it. And that, you guys. So okay, we'll leave it at that, I think. I can't believe how people defend these killers. What more do you want? One kid confessed. Name saves me. I don't know nothing about this, so
it was Jesse Miss Kelly that had a confession. But again, just tune into the show, and what you don't know, we will clear up for you. Unbiased, and you can join me on the fence. and hope one day that new DNA testing will reveal who actually killed those little boys, whether it be the 3 who spent 18 years in prison or somebody else. Hopefully this new DNA testing will reveal that. If you know everything about the case, Bogey, then you know that he did 5 confessions, and every single one of them was riddled with inconsistencies and wrong information. I mean, you would know that, and you just
I don't know shit.
Come and join us. I would love to debate it with you.
Well, I was going to say, that's just it, right? Again, everyone hears the same information, and yet everyone has their own takes on things. I don't know shit about this case, so I can't say nothing whatsoever. But if I did, I'd probably have an opinion.
I
That's
think
not
you would too. And I mean, I go back and forth on it too. Like, I cannot wrap my head around how somebody can confess, but there are really good arguments and common sense logic to how that could have happened. And I don't know. So I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it with Travis.
Yeah.
And
if you can get
ask
Johnny
him.
and perfect, if you can get Johnny Depp, I will be here Friday. If you can get Johnny, I love Johnny. I love Johnny Depp.
Oh, I know him.
He's out. Do you? You guys are neighbors, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny
We always see each other on the yachts together in the private jets.
Uh-huh. Okay. I don't go back and forth. Okay. So, anyways, the whole thing is, regardless, you guys, is again, everyone has their own take on each of the thing, right? Type of thing. So, each to their own on their thoughts when it comes to the case. But you didn't know Jesse. See, I don't know nothing about this case. So
Let's talk about it all on Friday. Honestly, we don't need to get offended or.
I like how everyone's getting spicy though.
I know.
We'll carry that over to Friday.
You bet.
I like spice that I'm not involved in.
Yeah.
And it's a very contentious case. It really, really is. So.
Well, I was going to say, like I said, all I ask is that people can have their own opinions. Just be respectful to everyone's own thoughts. That's it. Okay. Right. Just keep it right. Because again, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Nobody else is allowed to take away from that opinion. If they don't agree, they don't have to agree, but just always be respectful to somebody else's opinion. Right. Hey,
see right there. Ands are in.
I live about 3 minutes from where Johnny Depp stayed for the Amber Heard trial. So I'm just sure I could reach out to you on that basis. And he'll absolutely, Anne, absolutely. Me and you, suddenly, Charmaine, who's Charmaine? Me and you, Anne, Johnny Depp. Yeah, I'm there.
Bite me.
You guys leave Bogey alone, you guys. But yes, just be respectful to everyone's stuff, okay? On there. Again, each to their own opinion. Save it for Friday. We can have a cat fight if you guys want on Friday. That's okay. No, I'm just kidding. You guys probably already talked about it, but I heard the parents of the boy in the picture. Yes. Yeah. Ivy's only a day late and $1 short on that one, but yeah.
Hey, Nancy Grace.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You said the same thing, Grace, so I had to call Ivy Grace.
Yeah.
Ivy, Adam just called you Nancy Grace because you're a day. How does that go? $1 short and a day late?
$1 short.
Yeah. Sonny used the exact same analogy for both of them. So.
Yeah. Anyways,
okay.
Ivy, good to see you, girl. Other than that, you guys, thanks, Charmaine. Thanks, Aspen. And Friday, like I said, I won't be here personally, but Charmaine, Aspen, and Travis will. Perhaps Johnny Depp, you guys don't know, right? Don't count it out, right, Anne? And perhaps maybe Travis is going to send out and reach out and touch someone, maybe, and just see. Either way, two people will
You gotta be careful with that, Travis. Reaching out and touching people can get you in trouble.
Yeah, especially if it's sausages. Yeah, on there. Anyways, you guys all take care. Yours too late. You guys, anyways, yeah, let's leave.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Thanks, Anne. Take care, guys.
A Norfolk night, the world is cold. We stand surrounded, we are not alone. With